got to his door. I peeked inside. He was naked, completely. Standing over the foot of his bed, I gulped. I knocked. Get away! It's me. Is that Jackie? Yeah, hi. He moved towards me, then two big nurses grabbed me by my sides. They held so tight. Let go of me! Oh God. They grabbed my back and they picked me up right off the ground. I wanted to get away. Let go of me, stop! All of my insides were mush. Stop! All of my insides were hard as stone. They carried me back under the halogen lights. I thought I might throw up. I just needed to be touched. But not like that, and not by them. They wanted to keep rolling safe. They were rough and perverted, and that's the best word for all of this, because you know why? Because they were embarrassed. And I'm not some gross, peepee, creeping... I was trying to help myself. Somebody has to. A prison sentence is not just time spent behind bars due to a crime. Many people in the world are met with similar difficulties that prisoners often experience, as societal expectations and mental illnesses can create metaphorical imprisonment. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, in 2019, there was an estimated 51 million adults aged 18 or older in the United States with a mental illness. This number represented 20.6% of all adults in the US. Many feel imprisoned by mental illnesses, and it can feel like an inescapable prison sentence. Imprisonment can come in many different forms. Extreme isolation is another form of metaphorical imprisonment, and it can cause one to feel isolated, or that they're not able to feed an insatiable hunger they have to be with another human being. The Health and Research Administration reports an estimated $6.7 billion in annual federal spending is attributed to social isolation among older adults. Poor social isolation relationships were associated with a 29% increase in the risk of coronary heart disease and a 32% rise in the risk of a stroke. Today, we will explore the different ways others perceive metaphorical imprisonment, whether that be mental, physical, or societal. The prisoner passed from the first to the second phase, the phase of relative apathy, in which they achieved a sort of emotional death. Apart from already described reactions, the newly arrived prisoner experienced tortures of other of the most painful emotions, all of which he tried to deaden. First of all, there was this long, boundless longing for his family. The feeling could become so acute he felt consumed by himself. Then there was longing. There was disgust with all the ugliness which surrounded him, even in its mere external forms. I call for you, cultivation of strength in the dark gardening, in the vertical cold, in the hot paralysis, under the wolves of coyotes of particular silences. Where it is dry, see this mark? That's right after a friendly conversation with my neighbor. She smiled at me and her bulbous hips packed tightly into a pencil skirt. Then this scar right here, it's from the weatherman on TV. His soft, nonchalant voice. He's so warm. And this one here is from the receptionist. The poor man's wedding ring just slipped off his finger. And this one, it's from a woman at a gas station with her tattoos and her cigarettes and intensity. Cigarettes at a gas station. And this one here, it's the reason I'm here. I call for you, cultivation of victory over long blows that you want to give and blows you are going to get, over what wants to crumble you down to sicken you. Cold curiosity predominated even in Auschwitz, somehow detaching the mind from its surroundings, which came to be regarded with objectivity. At the time, one cultivated this state of mind as a means of protection. We were anxious to know what would happen next and what would be the consequence. For example, of our standing in the open air in the chill, late night of autumn, stark, naked, and still wet from showers. I call for you, cultivation of strength to heal and enhance in the non-shearing dark, in the many, many mornings after, in the chalk and choke. I call for you. I shall never forget how I was roused one night by the groans of a fellow prisoner, who was throwing himself about in his sleep, obviously having an awful nightmare. And since I'd always been especially sorry for people who suffered from fearful dreams or deliria, I wanted to wake the poor man. Suddenly, I drew back. I was ready to shake him with my hand, and I was frightened at the thing I was about to do. And then, in that moment, I became conscious that no matter how bad the dream was, or how horrible it could be, nothing could be as bad as the camp that surrounded us. I wasn't going to wake him up. I've been with myself too much. They took my books, my posters, and my music, so no Bootsy Collins, and no simulation, and no contact. I almost find myself just sitting here, mooing, and I'm glad you're here. I don't want to be falling in love with my scars. I've stopped naming them. They're just me. I want to be falling in love with you or someone like you. The whole thing is about being as good as possible, right? Isn't that what we all want? And if it isn't, maybe you should be here instead of me. I call for you, cultivation of strength to heal and enhance in the non-cheery dark, in the many mornings after, in the chalk and choke. I call for you.